What is up, awesome people of the internet? Y'all, let's get into week 12 of women's college basketball and the AP poll that was just released. And we got a lot of movement, y'all. We got a whole lot of movement. So let's dive in and talk about some of the teams who are in the top 25. And we start with the number one team in the country. This has not changed since basically like week 2 of women's college basketball, South Carolina. It seems like they're going to be number one probably for the rest of the year. There is a huge game this upcoming week between South Carolina and LSU. And also, I'll have a lot of coverage about that. So stay tuned on my community channel to know when I'll be going live for that game. South Carolina's number one. Makes sense. They beat Texas A&M last week. They also beat Kentucky last week as well. And they beat them both by a very sizable margin. So no changes at all with South Carolina. They just look really good. You got Takina Powell shooting a three, the most efficient three-point shooter in the country right now. You have Raven Johnson doing her thing at point guard. You have Camila Cardoso, who's, the big woman in the middle who can block shots like crazy and just be a force in the paint. You got a big bench. Basically, my point is there's a lot of people on South Carolina, and they're deep. They're a deep team. They're a very deep team, and that's why they continue to be number one because they're just continuing to dominate. We have UCLA who went up 2 spots. They will drop back down next week for sure because the AP poll was released yesterday, or the AP poll was released Monday, I think around like noon, and UCLA played Utah Monday evening, and so of course Utah's game versus UCLA was not included in there. So UCLA is going to move down likely. They only moved up because Iowa lost and NC State lost last week, and UCLA didn't. So that's why. So yeah, they're currently at number 2, but they're going down for sure. We have Colorado at the number 3 spot. Colorado's just still doing their thing. Like they're just a good team. Like they just are. I don't know. Like last year, Colorado, I started paying attention to their women's basketball team. I don't know if it was like the Dion effect that like made me pay attention to Colorado women's team, but I don't know. But Colorado's really good. They're likely, I feel like they're probably going to move up to number 2. Assuming they don't lose any games this week, I assume they're going to move up to number 2 because UCLA lost yesterday. We have K-State at number 4. K-State had a very surprising win yesterday evening against Baylor. That was, of course, before this was released. But with Ayoka Lee getting injured, I thought we were going to see K-State falter, especially in this game against Baylor. But a silly mistake from the guard position, doing a heave-ho when there was still several seconds left on the court on the shot clock to get a really good score at the end of the game. That cost Baylor the game. So K-State pulled out a victory last night against Baylor. They're number 4. Maybe they can hang without Ayoka Lee. We'll continue to see. They got some other big games to go. They're playing Texas soon, so we'll see. But they're currently number 4. We have Iowa that dropped to number 5 because they lost to Ohio State. Y'all, Ohio State is good. Ohio State is very good. I'm not surprised that Iowa dropped because of dropped 3 spots because of that loss. So we have Stanford, who is number 6. They moved up 2 spots from last week. They beat Oregon and Oregon State this past week. Tara Vanderveer is continuing to do her thing. She has 1,203 wins. And yeah, even though Cameron Brink is out with injury, we don't know how long she'll be out, but she's currently out. You have Kiki Iraofen, who is just balling out of control. So she's been doing very, very well. So shout out to Kiki Iraofen at Stanford. So they're number 6. We have North Carolina State, number 7. They lost last week, so makes sense that they would get dropped, especially because they lost to a then unranked Miami. We have UConn at number 8, just chilling, just continue to move up on the list. Same thing for LSU. Same thing for Texas. We have USC that dropped because they lost 2 games straight, which they had a rough week last week. Very, very rough week last week. It's clear that they really do need more support. Juju needs more support from the rest of her teammates. So it makes sense that they dropped by 5 because they lost 2 straight games. Ohio State had a huge jump because of their win against Iowa. Y'all, I like Ohio State means business. Ohio State is not a team that can be messed with, right? I believe they were projected to win the Big Ten. And yes, Iowa is a great team. They are. However, Ohio State is coming. And when you have Cody McMahon, Celeste Taylor, and J.C. Sheldon, like, all playing well, like, Ohio State is a team that you want to watch out for sure. We have Baylor, who at number 13. They're probably gonna drop next week because they lost last night to K-State. They're currently at number 13. We have Indiana at 14. They moved up 2 spots. Notre Dame at 15 moved up 4 spots. They're just continuing to get wins. They're continuing to get wins in the ACC. Utah at number 16. They're likely going to move up a couple, maybe 1 or 2 spots for next week. Because they're just looking good, especially with that win yesterday over UCLA. And the thing that I liked the most about that win yesterday was that it wasn't just Peely, you know. Utah has a lot of great talent, and they're a team that focuses on 3. Either it's a 3 or it's in the paint, you know. And that's something that at least I to this day have still not seen any other coach have the same strategy as Utah. And it works for them. So we have Gonzaga at number 17. Gonzaga is a mid-major team, and they're just so talented. Like they just are. Yes, they don't play the best teams in the country all the time, but they're just consistently good. They win all the games that they should win. And you know, they have a really good starting lineup. And the twins on Gonzaga are very good as well. So shout out to all the mid-major schools who are doing their thing right now. We have Louisville at number 18. They dropped severely because of that loss to North Carolina, which makes sense. We have Virginia Tech that dropped 5 points as well because they got upset this past week. We have North Carolina at number 20. They moved up 2 spots. We'll see how that continues. Creighton at number 21. Syracuse at number 22. Florida State at number 23 because of that loss to Virginia last week. We have West Virginia at number 24 and Oregon State at number 25. Other teams that received votes included Marquette, Princeton, which is another awesome mid-major, Iowa State, UNLV, Fairfield, Washington State, Miami, Green Bay, Richmond, and Virginia. So guys, the thing that I really want to talk about is the continued rise of the Pac-12. Like, we're going to count it right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Pac-12 teams in the top 25. Like, that's really good. And we got a lot of ACC teams as well, so it's not just Pac-12. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ACC teams as well. Y'all, this year it's about the ACC and it's about the Pac-12. Historically, I would say it has been the SEC that's been pretty dominant, but lately it seems like it's the Pac-12 and the ACC, and then the Big Ten is doing their thing as well. So shout out to all the teams who made the top 25. Let me know what you all think about the rankings in the comments. Also, did y'all watch yesterday's games? The Baylor game, as well as the Baylor K-State game, as well as the UCLA Utah game. Let me know what you all think about those in the comments below. I was thinking about doing a separate video about those, but I just didn't have enough time to make that happen. So let's have a discussion about those games in the comments. But Baylor should have won that game in my opinion versus K-State. It was an issue of a player not recognizing the shot clock at the end of the game, and that cost them. And it's just like, how do you, and then they came out off of a timeout. Like, how do you not know? How do you not know what time it is? But anyway, mistakes happen. Like, I have to say that there were times when I was playing basketball that I got totally confused about the shot clock, and how much time that we had for the game. So understandable, people make mistakes, but that was a very, very costly mistake. So anyway, that is the video, guys. I just wanted to make a video letting you all know about the top 25 for the AP poll. Now, my question to you is, I know there is a mid-major poll as well that comes out every Tuesday. Let me know if you all want Wednesday morning updates about that mid-major poll. My assumption is that people don't really care about mid-majors enough to make a separate video about it. But let me know in the comments below if that is what you want. Again, I always appreciate y'all rocking with me and your support. So if you have not liked this video, please hit that like button. If you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We are on our road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you like hearing about women's basketball and want to rock with me some more, please hit that subscribe button and join me for another video coming up soon. Finally, before I leave, we will be doing one live stream on Wednesday and one live stream on Thursday. The Wednesday live stream will be a massive preview of LSU versus South Carolina. It's going to include interviews with the coaches, them sort of previewing the game. It's going to also include just film and us just talking about what we've seen so far from both of these teams, and what we can expect for this game on Thursday. All right, guys, you all rock. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, guys. Bye.